Columbia now says they're suspending these kids.
Look, this is chilling
What
here.
else do you want them to do?
This situation is chilling. We believe in protest. We think that it's a great thing if people speak out for whatever they believe in. We're happy to have debates about what the proper response is to a terrorist attack on October 7th, whether Israel acted too aggressively. There's definitely a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Happy to talk about whether Egypt should open its borders. Everything's on the table, whether we should divest from Israel. All of those things are fine. But as you showed from your clips, what's going on is something different. There are straight out calls for the genocide of Jews. This has happened because of complacency and appeasement by our academic institutions. When we saw Harvard Law presidents say, calling for the genocide of Jews, maybe that's okay, it's all contextual, you see why these students then feel empowered. The difference is, this isn't the 1930s, we're not in Germany, we're going to stand up and we're gonna fight back. We filed this class action lawsuit and we're not gonna sit by the sidelines. This is not gonna happen again.
All right, live pictures right now at the University of Austin. Now, you've said you filed the lawsuit. We understand Columbia has suspended some of these kids who are engaged in this. They say everybody who's in the quad's going to be suspended. Who knows whether we believe them or not. But to that point, what else do you want them to do? If they're suspending the kids, you can't keep people from saying things.
No. Well, they can say whatever they want as long as they're not inciting violence. The issue is Columbia every couple days says, we're going to suspend you, and then they don't. And what we saw, their sister college, Barnard, had suspended kids and then gave them amnesty, which is one of the negotiation points. The idea, by the way, that schools are negotiating with these people is insane. You look at other schools, like University of Florida, that right away, boom, we're suspending you, and everything got tamped down. So what are we asking Columbia to do? Actually enforce its own DEI policies. Under the DEI policies that have been longstanding for many years, you're not allowed to engage in this behavior. You should be immediately suspended and kicked off campus. We have been speaking to them today, and I can tell you that it's actually been positive, the engagement by Columbia. Now, I will believe it when I see it, but we need to actually establish some real order there so that all students can be free to walk safely on campus.
Right. We've talked to a couple of students who obviously feel threatened, as anybody would if you're chanting at people about intifadas and violence and from the river to the sea. There's an irony, right, in that the woman who is representing Columbia in this is the same woman who sued on behalf of those at Charlottesville. So in one sense, she's very, very concerned about anti-Semitism in Charlottesville and is not so concerned, or at least defending Columbia, when it happens from the left.
Well,
my issue is
Leland, I hate to defend Columbia, but I want to push back on that. Lawyers are allowed to defend whoever they want, and we've talked to her, and I believe that her heart's in the right place and she wants to stop this. But again, it's wait and see. They've said a lot of things.
Fair enough, and I appreciate it. Hold it. But let me, wait, you have to think about who the real problem is, right? And Columbia's president has taken it on the chin. Obviously, her words have become pretty meaningless, which happens when you threaten people and then you don't follow through and you're in a position of authority. We asked every one of Columbia's board members to come on television tonight to talk about what's happening at the university that they're on the board of. And I know that you're suing Columbia and you hope that perhaps the power of the purse gets to these people. But when you look at the group of the Board of Trustees, which is who the president takes orders from, they don't really care about lawsuits. It's not going to affect them. They're far more interested in being seen as liberal and accepting and on and on and on. How do we get to actually getting, forget justice, just safety for your clients?
Well, we're done listening to Columbia's promises. They can now put up or shut up. If they don't, what's great is we've got a strong American judicial system. We will go to court. We're seeking immediate injunctive relief, and we expect.
What does that mean?
What that means is that we're asking the court to order Columbia to keep its students safe. And if the court gives that order, then Columbia is going to have to follow it, and we're sure that it will follow the law.
So you want Jewish students to have private security details? How does this actually work?
Well, we're negotiating right now with Columbia, and I I don't want to talk specifically about what the solutions are, but you see on other campuses how they've taken care of it. You see the ones where they've just botched it. More appeasement leads to more violence. Being very clear, following through, getting rid of the small percentage of protesters who are trying to stir up violence. That is their goal. They do not believe in they don't believe in safety, and they don't really believe in America too. They're calling specifically for terrorist attacks on students and on America. These are people in our American universities.
We reported on it, Jay, without question.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.